All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, you was watching one of my videos. I went live. Can you hear me? Can you hear? And let me know if you can hear me. Um, I'm up in this thing. There we go. There we go. Good. So man, just wanted to come to y'all and kind of go live, let y'all know what you need to be doing to get these deals to closing. You know. So just wanted to go live and talk about getting properties from contract to closing. That's humongous. Just because it's like just because you get stuff under contract, that mean that junk gonna close. I think Keith Everett talk about a lot. It's like you can't count nothing. You can't count nothing until that thing is all the way done. Like don't be counting, counting your money before the contract is sealed. When I say what I should say, the closing documents are done. Can't be counting your money until that closing documents are done, man. So understanding the importance of when you get stuff under contract, how to get that stuff to closing. You know what I'm saying? Um, so what I usually do is I get the buyer and the seller under contract. Hey, how y'all doing? All my people tapping in on IG. How y'all doing? So I usually get my seller under contract, and I get my buyer and my seller under contract before I send it to the attorney's office. Usually, what's up, man? So I usually get the buyer and the seller under contract before I send it over to the attorney's office. What's up, Mike? And I send it over to the attorney's office with the buyer and the seller under contract. Some people get the seller under contract and send it to the attorney's office. I get both of them under contract because what I get the seller under contract contingent upon the inspection, right? So I put the seller under contract contingent upon the inspection by the buyer, right? So if the buyer don't go on, like if the buyer go see the property, he don't want to go under contract, I send the seller a termination letter. So ain't no need of me sending that to the attorney's office. You know what I'm saying? And then if the buyer goes to the property and he wants to put the property under contract, then I get the buyer under contract and I send the seller and the buyer's contract to the attorney's office. And then when I send it to them, I send them an email. It's like, hey, I got a contract for closing. The buyer and the seller information is below. And I let them know, this is going to be a double closing or this is going to be an assignment. And I put the seller and the buyer's name, phone number, email address, right? And I let them know, hey, y'all need anything else from me? Let me know. How many buyers do you send to look at the property? Well, I send one at a time. If one doesn't work out, then I'll send another one. If I think that the property got a shot, if one doesn't work out, I'll send another one because, sometimes it just work out that way. But yeah, man, that's what I do. And then just following up with the buyer and following up with the seller is huge because, if you don't build in relationships, man, if you don't keep working on those relationships with the buyer and the seller, you're gonna mess around and have a seller walk away. You know what I'm saying? Or have a buyer walk away. I just recently had a seller walk away, man, because don't think I spent enough time building that relationship. And she was tough to build a relationship with anyways. She was weird. I say she was weird, but she wasn't talking a lot. She wouldn't talk to me. She was very standoffish and stuff like that. So I wasn't building that relationship up enough, to gain credibility. Because sometimes you're gonna need a seller to sign addendums, you're gonna need them to be flexible, you're gonna need them to wait, you're gonna need them to go beyond the time of the contract, stuff like that. And building that relationship with the seller is gonna keep them around, stuff like that. What's up, man? What's up, man? So You want to be building that relationship, especially with the seller. The buyer usually stay on the hook because the buyer think they got a good deal. So, they don't, they usually hang in there with you. But man, you gotta talk to that seller. You gotta keep communicating with that seller. I think that's the key. So, do you just keep following up with the seller, updating them? Yep, every few days you want to hit them up, especially every week you want to hit them up and just let them know what's going on. Any little thing that change, any updates, just go ahead and let them know. You know what I'm saying? Hit them up, let them know, hey, look, I wanted to keep you updated. This is what's going on. This is what's happening. This is where we are in the process, and then let them know what's going on, what's going to happen next. Over communicate with the seller. You want to over communicate with the seller. You want to make sure your buyer know. What's up, Jake? Jake up in this thing, man. You want to let your buyer know um, that, hey, keep your buyer on the hook. You want to keep your buyer on the hook and know what's up. You're going to keep your buyer on the hook and let your buyer know, hey, look, it's going to close. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You want to keep, hey, you're going to be ready to close. You're going to be ready to close, and make sure that buyer knows the timeline of closing. And, are you ready to close? Are you ready to close? Are you ready to close? Just keep checking with that buyer to make sure that they're gonna be ready to close when they say when closing comes. Because the worst things happen is you mentioned trying to get the seller to the closing table, and then the buyer ain't ready to go. That's terrible. So make sure you get the seller to the closing table. Make sure that the buyer is ready to go. You get the seller to the closing table by maintaining rapport with the seller. You get the buyer to the closing table by continuing to communicate with the buyer about the timeline of closing, and make sure they got everything set, ready to go. And then you want to make sure you're checking with the attorney's office. Hey, did y'all get all of the seller information that you guys needed? Yep. Hey, did y'all get all the buyer information that you guys needed? Make sure you let me know if you need any of the information. Once they set a date for the closing, reach out to the seller like, hey, the attorney's office let us know that you're gonna be closing at this time and at this location. Is that good with you? Same for the buyers. Like, hey, the attorney's office reached out, let us know that you're gonna be closing this time, this location. Is that gonna work for you? So those are the things you want to do to make sure that your property is actually getting to the closing table. Over communicating with the seller, over communicating with the buyer, communicating with the attorney's office constantly, and make sure everybody's on the same page moving forward. Because you got three different groups of people that you got to make sure are all in line, all going in the same direction at the same time, and make sure everybody stays happy, right? Constantly building that relationship with them, right? Maybe not even all about business, but just building that relationship with them. Hey, how you doing? Just wanted to, keep you updated, let you know, da 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 da, you know, stuff like that. If it's anything within the contract, making sure that, let's say if the seller is in the property, they got to be out of the property by a certain date. Make sure the seller knows that, hey, look, you're going to be able to be out of the property by this date. The property got to be vacant, this and that. If they go, if the buyer is buying with tenants inside, make sure everything is worked out. That situation, just make sure all your situations are worked out before closing, that everybody is ready to go, right? So what platform do you use to find homeowners' phone numbers? I use Lead Sherpa, right? I use Lead Sherpa to find homeowners' phone numbers. It's called skip tracing. So I use Lead Sherpa for that. Yep. So yeah, man, getting those deals to closing is huge. And dude, I missed out on a lot of money. It's like when I first got started, I missed out on a 20K deal because this lady needed to close on a certain day. And I messed around and let that date pass. Really, it was the attorney's office that couldn't close on that date. Like, they hadn't finished preparing the stuff for closing. Like, I was ready to close, but the attorney's office wasn't ready to close. So it ended up going beyond that date. The seller pulled out, and there was a 20K deal gone. You know what I'm saying? When I was first getting started, and Like that was one of the worst things when I was first getting started to have a seller back out on 20K deal. That was terrible, man. I was hurt on that one. Um, but yeah, man, anytime you lose a deal, it's like, dang, you had it. You had the buyer, you had the seller, you had stuff going, and you lose the deal because, you didn't handle the transaction right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're a running back. You running the ball. The transaction. You running the ball. You got the ball in your hand. You got the seller in the contract, buyer in the contract. The ball is in your hand. You running the ball. Next thing you don't communicate with that seller enough. Seller backs out. Boom. That's a fumble. You know what I'm saying? Other team got the ball. They gone. Somebody gonna talk to that seller, get them to sell. So you got the ball, you running into the end zone. There's a bunch of other wholesalers behind you that want the ball. You know, you just got to hold on to the ball and stay focused and run, man. You got to communicate with that seller. You got to communicate with that buyer. You got to constantly communicate with the attorney's office to make sure they're moving it to closing. Those are the keys, man, to make sure you get things to closing. So is there a difference between state approved residential offers to first sales agreements to the one that is one better than another? I used the one that Keith Everett had, man. To be honest with you, I used Keith Everett contract. Never really thought about using the state approved contract. That's only really for realtors, man. That's for realtors. So real estate agents use that stuff. You could. Now you actually can't. I don't think you can use it. I think you got a real estate agent use that stuff. So you're doing virtual wholesaling or drive for dollars. People would call what I'm doing virtual wholesaling. But the property may be 15 minutes away, 10 minutes away, 2 hours away. It could be, way far away. I've done deals in Indianapolis. I've done deals 15 minutes from my house. But the deals I do in Indianapolis and the deals I do 15 minutes from my house, I did them the same way. Like there was no difference. It doesn't matter if the person was next door to me. I'm not going to see the house. I'm not going to see the seller. I'm not going to see the buyer. I'm going to repeat the same process. So I think the process is virtually wholesaling. I do everything from my computer. I don't go to see anybody. I don't go to meet anybody. None of that stuff. So, but yeah, man, I do not drive for dollars though. Just hadn't had time, man. I think drive for dollars work, but I just haven't had time to do it. So, hey, man, what do you think about people being scared of being successful? I just heard that it took you 8 years to take action. Yep. Felt like in the same boat. Yeah, dude. It took me a long time to take action, man. Like I said, it took me 8 years. It took me like 10 years to take action. But 8 years before I took my first step, right? 8 years before I took my first step. And then when I finally took action, it only took me 2 years to just run it up. You know what I'm saying? Because like taking action gets like I'm telling you, dude, it's like taking action is like a muscle, right? Taking action is a muscle. You gotta lift, right? You gotta lift to work that take action muscle. Like you just gotta take a little action. You take a little action, you working that muscle out. You may be able to press it one time today. You know what I'm saying? You put it up, you go home, you do some take action push-ups, go read some books, listen to some stuff. That's some take action push-ups. Then you go back to the gym and try to take some more action, right? So it's like you just gotta work out that take action muscle, right? The first thing I did when it came to wholesaling is I went and got that prop screens free trial. It's free. It's a trial and it's free. It's like it don't cost you nothing to do it, right? You can check out the free trial link actually on one of my videos. Any one of my videos should have the prop screen trial, my link on there. You can go in there and check it out. 7 days, it's free. Go on there and cancel it. Like you can get it, go in there and straight up cancel it, like right then. But at least taking that little action is something that's gonna be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not one of those guys that tell you, hey, look, You go out there and wholesale, don't worry about having no money. Like, dude, you having money is not required to wholesale, but you need to have a little money to wholesale. Like, you know, 300 to 500 bucks a month to wholesale is what you really need. But if you told me that, hey, look, dude, you're gonna build a six-figure business, but you need to have $500 a month to get it going, would you do it? If somebody said you're gonna build a six-figure business, but you need to have $500 a month to get started, would you do it? Just saying, man. If somebody told you you can make $1 million a year, but you need 500 bucks a month to get started, would you do it? Would you figure out a way? I'm just saying, man, you would figure out a way. People that want to do it will do it. People that don't want to do it will make excuses. That's just the way it is, man. You're going to make excuses till you really want to do it. And when you really want to do it, you'll figure out how to make those obstacles go away, right? I always talk about that book, The Obstacle is the Way. A lot of people obstacles getting the wholesaling is they don't want to spend money to get started, right? But money is money, man. They don't come and go all the time. Like, you spend money on all kind of stuff. They don't come and go. Think about all the money that you made over however long you've been living and working and stuff. It's like you made a lot of money over the time you living relative, like 500 bucks. Like, how many 500 bucks have you made over the time of you working? You know, you can't sacrifice three 500 bucks, right? It's like you take 500 bucks three times, that's 3 months to get in here and try this wholesaling thing. You know what I'm saying? You mess around to get a deal and boop. I'm back. Y'all should be able to hear me now on YouTube. But anyways, yeah, man, getting stuff to closing is big. And I think I'm gonna start like do a series of like how to start wholesaling. Um, but man, like you just gotta be willing to spend some money, man. It's just the truth. Like you could try to start doing this stuff for free, but like I was saying in one of my other videos, it's like a lot of people be posting online, oh, I made this much money. All these people, these big time people, like Max Maxwell can post, so I made 40K in 40 days, or Brent Daniels can post, so made this in this many days. It's like, dude, them people spending money, dude. They ain't saying not spending money, man. Like they spending money to make that money. And then you may see somebody like, oh, he did this, only spent this much money. It's like, dude, they may get one deal, but you ain't gonna keep getting deals not spending money. You're going to spend money. Everybody want to say they made a lot of money and spent a little bit of money. Everybody want to say that. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, 300, $500 is not a ton. You know, you need to spend a little money to get this thing off the ground. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's all worth it. So I just think it's fear of not knowing how to put it all together, not knowing how to talk to these people, not knowing how to talk right lingo could ruin the deal, right? I don't know, man. I don't think I'm great at talking, dude. I don't think I'm the greatest talker, man. If you've been following me, you see, I know I'm not the greatest talker, dude. But I mean, I do understand that, and I thought the same thing. It's like not understanding the process, not understanding what to say to people. But if you just go through and figure it out, dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna go through and you're gonna figure it out. Like I remember getting my first deal on the contract, and I didn't even know how to write a contract up. I went on YouTube and looked up how to write a contract up, right? I'm talking to you, I'm using the same stuff that I would use when I talk to sellers, when I talk to buyers, when I talk to attorneys. I'm using the same lingo. I'm telling you the same stuff I'm telling them. Like I reach out to a seller, I tell them like, hey, I tell them like my approach to this wholesaling thing is like, hey, look, I work with a group of investors, right? These people, pay me to go out and find properties, right? I work with a group of investors. They are interested in buying properties similar to yours in your area. I'm just reaching out simply to see how much you're willing to sell the property for, right? Or I'm reaching out to see if you're interested in selling your property. If they're interested, then I say, hey, I got to ask you a few questions in order to make a fair assessment of your property, in order to make you a fair offer, right? I usually use the word fair and intelligent. So I asked them, do they have any major repairs? Do they have any upgrades they need to make to the property? Is it tenant owned occupied? Is there a timeline they're looking to sell within? Right? Bam. And then I asked them, do you have a price in mind that you're willing to sell for? And if they give me a price, bam, I take it to the buyer, upcharge a little bit, and then we go from there. Right? How do I know what I can offer them and what the buyer would pay? I use Prop Screen, look up the cash sales in the area, look for a comparable property. That means a property, I look for four things: bedroom, bathroom, square footage, year built. Right there. Those four things would tell me, is this property comparable to that property or is it not? Right? If it's similar, right? If it's same bedroom, same bath, square footage is a little off, the year built is a little off, it's probably a comparable property, at least somewhat comparable, right? So you find out what other cash comps have sold for, and then you can say, hey, look like properties that's selling as is in your area, the similar to yours is selling around this price. Would you be interested in something like that? No, I wouldn't be. I need this to close. Okay. Go to the buyer. Hey, they need this much to close. You think you can do that? Yes. Okay, let's go look at it. No. Okay, what could you do? Right? They buyer come back with a price. I go to the seller. Hey, look, this is what we can do. Right? So bam, just like that. So how do I get around sellers wanting earnest money? Don't get around it, man. Tell your buyers. Tell your buyers, hey man, where your earnest money at, right? The buyer should be able to put down earnest money. So did you hire a VA from the beginning, or did you do cold calling? Yeah, I did cold calling myself. And I hired a VA after I had already got a deal. After I got two deals, actually. So how do you know if the cash sale comps are in the same condition as your property? You don't really know, man. You just look and you see like more than likely it'd be more than one cash comp in the area. So you just look at that cash comp like, hey, look, this is what it kind of looks like, and that's why you do the contingent upon inspection. That's contingent upon your conditions of the property, right? And you let them tell you about the conditions with does it need any major repairs? Have you done any upgrades? You take that and you tell your buyer, hey, they done fixed the HVAC last year. They got a brand new roof on the place. You know, they got brand new flooring. So the buyer kind of know what the conditions are like. And they say, I probably can work with that. I probably can do this, right? You go to the seller, say, this is what we can do. But the agreement is contingent upon inspection. That means we're going to go look at it, and based on that condition of the property, the offer either going to stand or it's not going to stand. Bam, just like that, man. So how do you know if the cash sale comps? Oh, we already handled that one. So you already talked to a buyer and see if they would pay for. Yep. I talked to the buyer, man, see if they'll pay something like that before I even get them under contract, man. And they used to playing with people if you ain't got somebody who's interested. That's why you build relationship with buyers first. You build that relationship with buyers, let them know, hey, look, man, I'm gonna be straightforward with you. I'm gonna, come to you with properties and ask you, hey, would you be interested in this? Would you be interested in going to see it? Because really, I just need them to go see the property to get on the contract. Because the contract is contingent upon inspection. All I need is somebody to go out there and be the inspector, right? If they come back and they want it, good. We roll with the deal. If they come back and they don't want it, terminate the deal. That's it. So I see. I know Brent spend the big bucks. Yeah, dude, they're spending crazy money on wholesaling, man. They come and tell you, oh, you got no money. Don't worry about doing wholesaling with money. It's like, dude, no, man. I hate when I see that junk, man. I'm gonna wholesale a house with $10. It's like, dude, don't go try that. It's gonna take you forever. Dude, but anyway. Yeah, but overhead eats all that up. Yeah, no doubt, man. This is a sweet spot, I'm sure. Yeah, no doubt, man. So let's see. My bad. So you already talked about a buyer and see what they would pay for. Yeah, I already answered that question. Do you need earnest money before the seller sign? No, you don't. Really, after you get the seller in the contract, that's when you send the money to the attorney's office, right? Send the earnest money to the attorney's office. But to be honest with y'all, man, like I gotta be approaching. I think I probably done. It's a lot of deals, man. I probably done 80 deals, maybe something like that. It's getting up there, dude. I have sent earnest money in maybe once. Maybe once. Maybe. It's like, dude, most of the time, what's up, Cass? Most time, man, I'm getting them buyers to sending that earnest money or just not sending it in, man. It's good, because you got the buyer under contract and the buyer sends in their earnest money. It's like, you know, it's good because my earnest money is lower than the buyer earnest money. So if the buyer defaults, then they're gonna give up that earnest money, and then some of that earnest money is gonna go to the seller, and then the rest of the earnest money is gonna go to me. So I never really seen the earnest money, man. So I don't even worry about that. So they want you to drive for dollars walking. What? What are you talking about, man? Dude, yeah, I haven't drove for dollars, man. I haven't drove for dollars. I have drove for dollars like early on, and I did some door knocking, man. Like I did some door knocking early on, man, trying to get deals. So if I close on a deal and I need some advice or whatever, could I reach out to you? Yeah, no doubt, man. Yeah, you can always reach out to me with questions, man. No doubt. Always reach out with questions, man. I'll be happy to help anybody, that got questions about a deal or whatever. So But yeah, man, no doubt, man. Just reach out to me, and I'll be happy to help, man. Uh, like I said, my goal is to help people, man. Like that's my goal. So I'm trying to figure out best ways to help people. I think it's beneficial to, especially right now, it's like you just got a regular guy who, 2 years ago was just a regular teacher in the classroom, who thought that I had made it to the darn mountaintop with teaching. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and man, it was crazy. Start wholesaling. Next thing you know, man, you 10x your daggone income. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, dude. Like think about what you make and 10x that. It's like that's what happened to me. This channel underrated. Hey, appreciate that, man. Y'all got to share my stuff, man. I know y'all be showing love and all that stuff, but you got to share my stuff, man. Trying to get out there to the people. You know what I'm saying? Let them see a real person, man. A lot of these people, no, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it, but a lot of people, you look at them and it's like, oh, they had this person to help them, they had that person to help them, or they've been doing it for 20 years, or they've been doing it for 12 years, and it's like, okay, how do I get started today? Like, I need to find somebody who just got started. It's like, I remember when I first got started, I was like, dude, I'm late. It's too late to get started wholesaling. Like, there's too many people doing too many deals. It's like, how can I do deals when this guy doing 100 deals a month? I just thought that, man, and it's not true. You can still get out here and get deals. First thing you got to do is build a relationship with buyers, though, man. And people ain't talking about that. Like, people don't talk about that enough, man. The buyers is the key. They the ones with the money, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the buyers are the ones with the money. It's like you gotta be in it. You gotta build a relationship with the people who got the money. That's just the truth. So how long did you usually working back? Hold on. And forth with before you get them to sign. It just depends, man. Like sometimes you go back and forth with sellers over and over and over and over and over again. It's like, dude, that's the whole follow-up business. Like there's so many people that I'm texting right now, calling, trying to follow up, man. You just keep going back at them until they sell the property, till they don't want to sell the property or get them on the contract. So that's what you got to do, man. Just keep going back and forth with people until you get them. Whew. Working 10 hours overnight right now, man, trying to get out of it ASAP. No doubt, man. I feel you on that, man. Like I said, man, I would, work on building a relationship with buyers, man. That would be my biggest thing, trying to build a relationship with buyers is my biggest thing. And you build a relationship with buyers, you figure out what they buy and where they buy. And that's invaluable, you know what I'm saying, in itself. If you find somebody who, finding buyers, finding the best buyers, finding the right buyers. And then as you go, you'll run into stuff. Always be thinking like, my wife was talking about like it was a lady who she was being evicted from this from our apartment complex, right? Or she was moving out the apartment complex and she moved into another house, and she was like, she ain't gonna be in that house long. So that means this landlord then got somebody who's been evicted that don't even plan on being in his property for long. So what does that mean? He might be interested in selling that property. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just got to be looking for any and all situations and being willing to jump on it, man. And when you got buyers in your back pocket, you can approach people and say, hey, look, I work with a group of investors that would be interested in purchasing your property. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to stick instead of just going to people and just be like, you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? But once you build a relationship, it's like you build a relationship with a buyer. It's like you having a friend who has a lot of money and who looking to buy properties. You know what I'm saying? If your best friend was buying a property, it would be easy for you to go up to people and say, hey, me and my homeboy right here, we looking to buy property. You know what I'm saying? It's like, me and my homegirl, we're looking to buy property. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm doing. It's like I know I work with a group of investors that's looking to buy property. Are you interested in selling? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we buy property. We buy cash as is, you know, this and that. Just getting a breakdown of what your buyer does. You know what I'm saying? You can ask your buyer, hey, do you use to rent these out or you flip them? You know what I'm saying? They ask you, do y'all use to rent them out or y'all what do y'all do? It's like, we rent them out or we flip them. Just depends on, what the situation and what we want to do with it. But I'm just the guy who come out here, the investor is gonna pay me for bringing them properties. I'm the guy who go out here and get the properties for them. That's my role. But yeah, man, build the relationships with the buyers. Now, where do you find the buyers? Dude, on Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month, counties, I know in Georgia, have like a auction, right? Property auction. You go to the property auction and property is going to be for sale. There's going to be cash buyers out there at the auction. One place to find buyers. Second place you can find buyers is go call up agents. Call agents up. Just be like, hey, do you work with cash buyers? No, I don't work with cash buyers. Do you know any agents that do work with cash buyers? Right? If they don't know that, it's like, hey, do you know any agents that's been working at your brokerage for a long time that may know a lot of people? Get their number. Go to the next agent. Call them up. Hey, I told somebody brokerage, they said you know a lot of people. Do you know anybody you know any agents that work with cash buyers? Dude, just keep doing that. Keep calling agents, looking for people that work with cash buyers. I'm telling you, man, you find the right agent who working with the right cash buyer, they have a slew of cash buyers, right? And all you're trying to do is figure out what are your cash buyers buying the most? Like, what are they looking for? Like, what do you think is the best property and what areas do they like? And then you're looking in those areas. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's driving for dollars looking in those areas, whether that's cold calling people looking in those areas, whether that's texting people looking in those areas, So what's up, Keithon? Keithon up in this thing, man. What's up? How you doing, man? Just up in here chilling, man. Just want to jump on this thing. It's been a little minute since I went live on y'all. But yeah, man, just trying to help people out, man. Let them know how they can get started, man, wholesaling, and tell them, what to do after they get a property in the contract, man. Man, you get these properties under contract, you mess around, and they're gonna lose money, not closing the deal. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy, man. It's definitely not easy. So but anyways, man, do you ever get that magnetic sign for you? Nah, I didn't get that magnetic sign, man. Still need to work on that, man. Getting that magnetic sign for my vehicle, man. I need to get it, no doubt. I need that for sure. But shoot, my junk so broke down. You know what I'm saying? My daggone junk so broke down. Is this your full time? No, I'm a teacher, man. I'm a full-time teacher. But my last day of teaching is Friday. My last day is Friday, man. My last day teaching is Friday. My last day teaching is Friday. It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So my last day teaching is Friday, and then that's it, man. Then I'll be full-time. It's like, then I'm really going to be coming at y'all with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think I'm coming with it. I'm really going to be coming with it after I get done teaching. You know what I'm saying? So, got to have the buyers first, like you always preach. No doubt. Got to have them darn buyers first, man. They're the ones with the money. That's how you are going to get paid. You're going to get paid through buyers. You don't get paid by the seller. Oh, you get paid by the buyer, man. It's like you don't get paid by the seller, man. You get paid by the buyer. You need to build a relationship with those buyers, man. I'm telling you right now. And like I said, man, like my boy on here on the YouTube live was talking about, man, it's like there's a lot of people who wanna, they don't want to keep working the job that they working. It doesn't even matter if they like the job or not. Like I was good with my teaching job. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed teaching and stuff like that. So, it wasn't even about that. It was about getting my time back. It's about to spend time with my wife and my kids and, just building generational wealth and being able to take my family to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to do that, man, like this is a good way to do it. And it's all about taking action, and that's whatever you do. All you gotta do is take action, go after and do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So pull a list based on their criteria. You can't go dude, you cannot go wrong. It's like, you cannot go wrong. My guy Keith is over here preaching, man. It's like, dude, you cannot go wrong, man. It's like, dude, if you build a relationship with cash buyers, like legit cash buyers, you ask them what do they like to buy, where do they like to buy, and then you go and look for those specific properties and bring them to the cash buyer, dude, you cannot go wrong. It's like if somebody actually need to sell, you're gonna be able to make them a legit offer, man. You cannot go wrong. You gotta find the cash buyers. What's up, Toy? I don't even know who Toy is, but I'm finna bring her in. Let's see who this is. She requesting to come in. I don't know if she meant to do that or not, but we about to see. Let's see what she got. Oh, maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't want to come in, but I don't even think I would have been able to hear anyways. My audio would be jacked up. So yeah, man. If daggum, you got to build a relationship with cash buyers. At the end of the day, just find out who's buying properties cash. Like I said, go to those tax auctions. Yeah. No, it's all good. Go to those tax auctions. Thought you had something to say. Go to those tax auctions, man. The first Tuesday every month. Call up those agents. Get on Facebook. Be active in those real estate investor groups on Facebook. And see who is active and see who's working with people. You know what I'm saying? So, and then see who flexing. A lot of those people in those real estate investment groups on Facebook, they be flexing. They're gonna post on their page that they did a flip. Look at the flip I just did. Oh, really? You flipping? Right? So, hit them up. Hey, I find this kind of properties. You interested in property? Would you be interested in properties that I can bring to you? So yeah, man. I think finding the cash buyers is the biggest thing. You find the cash buyers, get their criteria, go look for what they want. It's simple, man. I always make the analogy of trying to find, like, going grocery shopping with somebody because I've done it before. Like I was doing Instacart, trying to make extra money, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, how can I go grocery shopping with somebody if I don't know what they want to eat? Right? If I don't know what they like to eat, I'm just out here buying lists, searching for properties, and I don't even know what these people want to eat. Right? I don't even know the people that I'm going to shop for. Go meet the buyers. They are the people that you're going to shop for. Right? Ask the buyer what they like to eat, what type of property they like. Go to the store and get what the person like to eat. Bring it back. If you bring them the stuff that they like to eat, they probably gonna eat it. Right? It's that simple, man. You bring people properties that they told you that they want, they probably gonna buy it. And when they buy it, you get money. Right? It's like, dude, you gotta do that, man. So I'm in Philly, it's really saturated. There's a niche list I should pull. Nah, it's a niche list of buyers that you need to pull. It's like, dude, I'm in Atlanta, man. I'm in Atlanta. It's super saturated. I know people that's over there in Phoenix. Super saturated. Like Philly ain't more saturated than Atlanta and Phoenix. Like Phoenix is super saturated. Like all these people most of the people that you see on IG wholesaling is in Phoenix or they definitely in Atlanta. right? It's like, but there's deals out there, man. There's no freaking special list. Like every time I see that, it's like that bugged me to death. It's like, some lists, probably out there that you can get, and it's pretty cool. But dude, it's not no freaking secret list, man. They need to stop making them videos. Dude, man, they get y'all every time with the secret list crap. It's like, dude, no freaking secret list, man. It's it's like, dude, man, I just cannot stand that secret list crap. Here's a secret list. This is the list you need to pull tomorrow. No, it's not, man. No, it's not. I mean, and there may be some lists out there that's better than others, but having buyers is more important. So, having the right buyers is more important. A list may give you a little edge, but it's only going to give you a little edge. Little buyers give you a big edge. It gives you a big edge. It's like if you got a buyer, all you got to do is get one buyer to say yes. That's it. You get one buyer to say yes to one property, and you got a deal. It doesn't matter what list that property on. The list ain't gonna matter. One buyer to say yes to one property, and that's it. That's all you need. That's all you need. It's like, dude, I haven't pulled a niche list yet. I'm putting a zero niche list, and I'm good. Like I'm crushing. I can make $100K a month pulling no niche list. I've done more than multiple 100K months. Never pulled a niche list. Never. Right? Doesn't matter, man. You ain't got to pull no freaking niche list, man. I've done, deals that was 6-figure on one deal. Never pulled a niche list. None of it came off niche list. Right? It's like, dude, you got to find cash buyers, figure out what they want, and consistently market to the type of properties in the areas that they're looking to buy in, right? Simple as that, man. That's all you got to do. Like, dude, that's all you got to do. Find out what they want, consistently market to those people. That's it. You do that, you good to go. Don't worry about no freaking niche list, man. That junk is, man, they get y'all every time with the niche list, man. People all over. Oh, this secret list, man. No freaking secret list. If it was a secret list, they wouldn't be giving it to you. You know what I'm saying? If there's a secret list out there, they would not be giving it to you. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Ask somebody for their buyers list and see what happened. Dude, you ever seen somebody make a video about, hey, here's a buyer's list? It's a reason that you ain't seen nobody giving out no buyers. It's a reason. Nobody makes a video and say, hey, here goes some buyers for y'all. Nobody giving you no buyers. It's a reason they ain't giving you no buyers. There's a reason. Cause they dude, clickbait. Yeah, it's like, dude, ain't nobody handing out buyers lists. Nobody gonna give you their buyers. Nobody, right? It's like, dude, it's crazy, man. Nobody gonna give you their buyers list because that's where the money is. They know that's where the money is, dude. If they gave you their buyers list, you can go out there and crush it too. If they gave you their buyers list, you would be able to go out and crush it too. How do you find leads? I go on Prop Screen and I pull leads straight off Prop Screen. Like I said, I get the buyers, their criteria in the area that they like to buy in. I pull those properties. I call, I text them. That's it. That's simple, man. That's simple. It's all about the buyers, though, man. It's that simple. It's all about the buyers, though. That's what it's all about, man. It's like, dude, a lead become a lead because a buyer would buy it, right? Like, dude, I like when I first started, you know, I was reaching out to people. I was calling people, texting people, and I was like, dude, ain't none of these deals. Like, I'm not getting no deals, but they were deals. I just didn't have the right buyers, right? That's it. It's like I went to the house. This was back when I would go to every house because I'm jacked up. I'm excited. I went to the house. Guy was selling two properties. They was across the street from each other. One he wanted to sell for 50K. The other one he wanted to sell for like 75K. Right? Both of them deals. Like both of them were like 50% off. But the buyer that I knew, he was like, oh, 50K don't work for that property. 75K don't work for that property. You'd have to get them down to below 40K on the 50K property. And you would have to get them down below 55K on the 75K property. I'm like, well, no deal. Everybody went home. Nothing happened. Right? I went and found another buyer, took them to the same property. Right? Went to see the exact same property a few months later. Told them 50K. Yep, we'll pay 55. Great. Told them 72K because I talked the man down a little bit. Told them 72K. Said, yep, they end up paying 80K for it. Bam. 10K. Just like that, dude. Just because I did not find another seller. I didn't do anything special. I didn't have any acquisition special negotiation skills that got me a deal. I went and found a buyer. So like, go find the people that's actually buying these properties and buying them at a good price. That's it, man. The number one motivation to sell is money. And who got the money? Who says yes to a price and no to a price? The buyer does. The buyer determines how much they're willing to pay for that property. So you need to go find a person who can help you with the seller's number one motivation. Because if you can bring them that purchase price, they'll sell it to you. That's simple, man. That's simple. So most of the time when I ask the seller what do they want for the property, they give me a stupid high price. You find buyers that are buying at a higher price. Dude, you got to find buyers that are buying at a higher price, right? At the end of the day, if I need to sell my house, I got to sell it, right? Who am I going to sell it to? Probably the highest bidder. So you got to go find the highest bidders. That's what you got to do, man. In your area, you got to go find some highest bidders. Who bids the most for these type of properties? I mean, in the property, like the property may be like the property I was telling you about. That was like the guy wanted 50K. The property was like a little shack, man. It was like a 3-1, a little shack, but I found a buyer who was buying at the highest price. They bought it for 55K, and it was still a deal. And, the ARV on it was like 120, 120, but still they bought it for 55K. They bought it at the highest price. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to go find the highest bidders. You just got to go find those people. So somebody said, when you first started, what was your wholesale schedule like? Dude, I was working my 9 to 5. I was going to work teaching kids and sitting at a computer, either texting people or going back and forth with my VA, trying to figure out, hey, did we get anybody today? Did you call anybody that was interested? Checking my Podio to see if any leads came in. Now I'm going to have to call this afternoon, or I need to, go to the bathroom and call them right now. Yeah, man, I was at work. So how do I find the highest bidders though? So this is how you find high bidders. Go to your property auctions, your county auctions, usually the first Tuesday of every month. Second thing you could do is call up agents. Agents have great buyers lists. Connect with a great agent because killers know killers, man. That's what it is, dude. That's so true. It's like, dude, killers know killers, man. I shouldn't say killers. I'm sorry. Especially what just happened in Texas, man. That was crazy stuff. Can't stop thinking about those kids, man. Just so sad. But anyways, people that's out there crushing the game know people that's out there crushing the game. Like people who doing deals. No, man, I'm out on YouTube, man. I'm gonna turn it off on y'all. Y'all that go over to IG to catch me. But anyways, I'm gonna keep this thing going on IG though. Man, people who crushing the game know people who crushing the game. That's just the way it is, man. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta find people who crushing the game.